This chapter we're going to be talking specifically about the chi energy. And the chi energy in this course, in this work, is the powerhouse. It's where all of your energies come together and are at their strongest. And when I talk about strongest, it doesn't mean in a physical way they are the strongest. They are just the most clear and the most heard, the most felt. And when we embody the chi energy, we feel it. And yes, we do feel the power of that. How you show the power of chi is very important. And I'll demonstrate two different ways of showing energy. And one will be correct, meaning one will be a solid, balanced, powerful way of showing energy. And one will not feel good. It will not look good. And it'll be quick and more aggressive. So if I stand over here, get away from my horses, and I just look what happens. And especially with a thoroughbred off the track, and a horse that's had very minimal time with me in this way of work, she's triggered. Smoke, unfortunately, got woken up. Sorry, baby. He's no longer triggered. But that was crazy. And I was really exaggerating, obviously. But how many of us go to do our work with our horses and we lose it? We get emotional, we get frustrated, and we do something like that. Look how jerky that is. And honestly, you guys, when you work with me, I'm your best feedback as well as your horse. So I will show you what you look like. And a lot of you are like sending your horses out and you're doing this. And look how jerky my movement is, how quick it is, how spastic, unrefined. I mean, how does that make you feel? Now, speaking of energy and the power of energy, what is the power of energy? How does it show up? It's fluid, it's with strength, and it's fluid. So if I want to send my horse out, there's two ways I could send him out. I could be like this, and I'm exaggerating, but Smokey's like, what the heck is this crap? I'm not going to respond to that. You're all over the place. This energy's going, coming, pushing, pulling. It's not fluid. It's not clear. And for horses, just being so sensory aware, it's overstimulating, especially to a horse that doesn't have a lot of confidence yet. It's very overstimulating, overwhelming, too much information. It's all over the place. So what does the power of your energy, the projection of it, the fluidity of that, the clarity of that, how does that show up? So if I have his attention and I want to send him out, I'll send him to the right so you can see my tool. There. That's powerful. That is powerful. And why is it so powerful for him? How can he feel that so easily when I'm doing a little, meaning I'm not doing a lot? Because I'm clear. I'm very clear, and I'm very smooth. And I literally, in this work, I'm pushing and projecting that energy out. Our horses need to become confident with pushing. So pushing for our horses, they need to be comfortable and confident with pressure. Pressure can be felt intentionally, in a heart, in a sad way, in a happy way, in a joyful way. We hold that, we manifest that. Our horses feel that. So when I talk about pressure, it's not just a physical action. It is also an embodiment. It's how we feel. So I want her to become very comfortable with pressure, which is pushing. Pressure's pushing. Pushing. It's like a dance. You have a dance partner on the end of your hands right now and attached to your body. Your heart, your first, your second, your third, and your fourth chakra. The chi is the power of that is being able to use all four of those chakras together. Knowing where I need to be in any split second. Do I need to suck back and pull and wait and hold that space? Do I need to just rock forward? Just rock forward a little bit and push and then pull. So we're going to go through the exercise of the free lunge in my work very clearly and very quickly. I have Smokey right here who's very well experienced with this work and connected to me, as you can tell. And I will demonstrate it with Lovey so that if something doesn't work, you get to, and she will be like most of your horses that are new to this work. We have a wonderful relationship. So our relationship is phenomenal with Lovey and I. But it's not enough, what? To earn that deeper level of trust. See, that's something real quick I want to talk about too. And I'll get in deeper throughout our membership program because I know this is going to come up. Developing the relationship is not really going to help you develop trust with a horse. So just because Lovey enjoys my company and seeks my company out doesn't mean that the minute I start whipping the ground, she's going to believe that I'm not going to hurt her. That's totally different. And it doesn't mean that she doesn't trust me on some level in our relationship and in our friendship, but it is not enough. Our trust is not deep enough for her not to be triggered and not to escalate and not go into fight, flight, or freeze mode when she's not sure about something. Not yet. That's why this work is so important, because we maintain the relationship while we are doing the work and while we are building the level of trust, respect, and leadership necessary. So basically, when we are working with this free lunge in my work, where you are the center of everything, the center, you are the container of the chi energy, we always want to work within these specific steps. So if I'm standing here with my horse and he's come to the center of the round pen with me, and I'll start at the gate, the first step I want to do is I'm taking his halter. You know, let's just even back up to before we even get in here. How connected are you? Meaning, how much is your horse tuned into you? Both in your thought and in your energy, your actions. Is he looking all over the place? Is he preoccupied? Is he with you? That's very important. Slow down and become a better observer. Because if he's not with me and I take this halter off and go to hang it over right now so that we can go do our work together at Liberty, I will most likely lose him. Whether he's just bored and he wants to go sniff around, or he might even be a bit triggered and on high alert and take off at a trot. So it's very important that when you bring your horse to this space, how do you get to this space? How do you get here together? Where are they? Don't just lead them in here and then go do this work. They're not going to like this space anymore. You must bring, this space is to create what you must bring out and within you all the time with your horse. So that if I just have 15 minutes to run into the barn and say hello, what is the quality of those 15 minutes? So we've grounded, taken the halter off, and now I'd like him to hook on and join me in the center. And we will begin in the center. So now the next step is he's right beside me. Great, we're in perfect position to do our grounding ritual. Can he relax in my space? Can we exchange energy? Can I feel his heart in the palm of my hand? Does the palm of my hand heat up? Yes, we're very well practiced with this. When I go and show you Lovey, I don't know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's the consistency just isn't there. And that's just a lack of me being consistent with her, as well as where her mindset is. And again, the lack of education and foundation. So those three things will contribute to a horse like Lovey not being consistent with the work. One, I'm not consistent with her. Therefore, she doesn't have a strong level of education or way of being, so there's no foundation yet. And third, she has some triggers. So those three areas are going to tell you, they're going to be the gauge how easy or challenging it will be for your horse to ground. We're very well practiced. We must begin from this space of ease and clarity and centeredness. We must begin. And what do I want? I want this. This is always the goal. It's not just that he stands here stoic and quiet, it's that he embraces me and leans into my space. This is his heart right here. He must share this with me. Or what do you have? Mechanics and technique. He must share this with me. This is what creates the desire for him to want to do this work. This is the relationship. Remember, comfort and safety, and how does it show up? Yes, it shows up in leadership, but it shows up in the first root chakra of you providing that space of stability and safety. So now, I'm going to work after my grounding position. I'm going to work on the joint up. And pull him in and around. Hook him on. And I want him to face me. We're going to do that several times in each direction. And then we're going to work on the halt and the backup. Good boy. Because I cannot begin the free lunge, the arcing around me, the sending around me, the pulling and holding and pushing, if I cannot have him back up and not leave me. I wasn't even focused on her, and look how reactive she is. So we'll see how she does with this work, because this could be your horse. And I'll give you an excellent tip. When I start new horses that I know have strong triggers, meaning they've had bad negative experiences that are going to define how they respond or react, which isn't normal, it's extreme, I'll bring in a horse that knows this, because I know that she's going to start feeding and learning off of him and trusting him before she will me. So his energy will help her. And if you don't have a horse, that's okay, I understand. But if you do have a horse or an older horse that you have a very well established relationship with, the older horse may not know this work, but you know he's not going to want to leave you. That presence will help this horse feel more secure. And it's so necessary, especially when we're dealing with trauma, healing and restoration. So he's got to back up, because if he can't handle this backup with pretty ears, forward ears, and a nice expression, which tells me he respects me, and he's asking a question, and he's looking for praise. If he can't respond this way, then I know that his attitude is going to shape his work. His mindset is going to shape his work. Meaning, if he's got ears that are not pinned but back and a dull look in his eye, I would refer to that as complacency, boredom, a lack of interest. And your job here is to start to observe and become a really excellent observer and problem solver. Meaning, if I don't wake him up and get pretty ears that are forward and on me like that, then I don't want to begin the rest of this work. Why? Because forward ears, again, shows me that he accepts me, trusts me, respects me. He's got an alert frame of mind, and he's ready to do the work. And that's the mindset I want to take into the work. So if he's a horse that doesn't trust me yet, he's not going to give me his full attention. And at this point, he would have left. And when Lovey gets in here and I work with her next, she will leave. And I'll show you some of the strategies to help get them back. I just want to show you how it should look. So we will, again, come in and ground, pull in for the join up several times in each direction, and then we will back the horse up. And we'll back him up till he's about 4 or 5 feet from us. So he's sleeping right now. A little more energy. Smoke. Okay, the next is I'm going to send him. I'm going to send and push that shoulder out. My left hand guides the eye in the front end of the horse. My right hand is the supportive aid that drives. Good boy. Good boy. So here's our wonderful free lunge with the arc in the attention, in the embodiment of the energy. So now I'm going to put him away over here, and I'm going to call Lovey. And Lovey's going to be perfect because a lot of you are going to have very similar challenges. Lovey's going to represent most of the horses if you're new to this work. I'm going to ask Lovey for join up. Good girl. My hand's extended. The energy, I want to pull her in and ground. Pull her in and ground. Good girl. So she thought about going to Smokey, and that's fine. Absolutely fine, of course it is, because she's seeking comfort and safety. And in my observation, that wouldn't be something that I would like go after her and chase her away from smoke. I would go, wow, I've got to earn. I have to really work at developing that place of comfort and safety for her right now. Now, if she's been doing this work for a while, like my mare Sundance can, and says, I don't want to join up, screw you, I'm out of here, I'm going to go hide behind the other horse, then I'm going to go after the horse. And I'm going to say, you know what, that's unacceptable. But it's how you go after them that's important. And let me get Smokes over. Thank you, Bubba. Come. Come. And Lovey is, as we know, very reactive. And this is good. Good girl. So a lot of consistency with this. And as I just mentioned, I will bring another horse into this space with her on purpose to help her start to identify intention and action. See, all she knows is action. She keeps just moving off of action right now. But I'm grounded. If I did this with Smokey, he's not going to do anything because my intention, my focus isn't on Smoke. So I can do this all I want. Smokey might look at me and go, yeah, do you need me? Do I need to do anything? And I'm, no. Because my intention isn't, focus isn't on him. This is typical. And it's typical of a horse that has had bad experiences. It's not typical of a fresh young horse that doesn't have any, but she's so in her right brain, not in her left brain, which is the more responsive side. She's in her right brain, the more reactive side, because that's been her coping mechanism, fight, flight, or freeze. That's how she's learned to really cope with the stress of her training, being a racehorse. So you've got to identify and understand she's going to be in her right brain right now. And I'm here to help you with lots of different strategies and tactics to help these horses that have some trauma, different layers, different experiences of trauma, develop better coping and more trust. So here we go. I'm going to pull her in for the join up because she does understand this. And I'm going to ground with her. Let's see how successful our grounding is. And it's hard for her to stand still, isn't it? If she leaves you, that's fine. The strategy is you're going to want to drive her there and get in her right eye. Back up and pull that right eye in. Good girl. Pull the eye in. Because remember, a horse won't give you both eyes and both ears if they don't trust you or respect you. We're dealing with the first layer for her, which is feeling safe. So no matter what I do, until she feels safe, she's not going to tune into me. All right? So you've got to start to identify, what do you do with this? I can't train this frame of mind. She's not open. She's got a tight lower lip. She's breathing heavy. Shallow breathing, that's stress. She doesn't feel safe. So right now we've got to deal with this layer of not feeling safe. So I'm going to do a lot of things that are just normal. It's not desensitizing. I'm just doing different things. And then I'm just going to walk up to her. Hey. Because what? Number one, she doesn't feel safe. She thinks that this energy level, this action is going to hurt her. Because she's been hit. You couldn't get a whip around her a year ago when she first came. So we've got to identify, what do we do with that first? You certainly are not going to be able to continue with this work because you don't have her mind. You don't have her left brain. You have her right brain. You can't teach a horse in their right brain. So until she stops reacting, oh wow, I kind of look crazy like I got ants in my pants. Till she stops reacting, we're not going to be able to get anywhere. And if she were to run off right now, I would do the same thing and pull that eye right back in. Just keep pulling her back in. When you do, you must maintain your first and second chakra and your fourth. You must be pulling her into those sacred spaces of feeling grounded, at ease, intimate, and in the womb, the second chakra, and the heart. You must feel that. This is not about the technique. It's about what you bring to this space to help this horse tune in. Your body is a container. So until, oh, you know, I look like I'm going crazy, huh? Till this stops and every little thing I do doesn't like make her go off the wall, I can't teach her anything. So now she's doing pretty good right now. And she's had a month, maybe 45 days, the beginning of December. I think December through the middle of January. Almost 5 days a week for 45 days. And then she's been off. So I don't get to work with her that often. I just wanted to put a little bit of time into her. So now can I ground? Oh, I love her hugs. Oh my God, I love her hugs. Let me come on the other side. Let me come on the other side. That was beautiful. I don't know if the camera could catch her hugs. God, she's so loving. That's why we call you Lovey. Now remember, for a triggered horse that's had bad riding experiences, her left side of her body is the traditional side where we mount all the time. So every time I'm in on her left side over here, I'm in the traditional position back here to get on. So of course she's not going to want me here. Most horses won't. And some horses that are fearful or anxious with you over here, it's just because they've never had a person in this position on this side of them, the right side, which is traditionally the off side. So the strategy here, if your horse can't stay still and let you ground them on their left side, if they cannot let you do that, let them leave. If not, send them out and then bring them right back. I don't care if you do this 50 times. You can't begin this work if they don't feel safe with you. So if she feels she has to leave, let her go. Maybe a little encouragement and let her go. Meaning just drive her just a little bit and then get in with that eye, whatever direction it is, the inside eye, and pull it in. Good girl. Good girl. So we're going to go back to the grounding. Good. Good. She loves her love. Oh my gosh, what a hugger. Oh, what a hugger. And this is what you want. This is the horse embracing your heart. And obviously he's feeling it because I can't get him off of me right now. So once we've grounded, I will then, and she can find ease with me and tune into that place of safety. Because what? If I lose her again, I want to be able to bring her back. I want her to feel that, tune back into that place of safety. That is utmost important. And it is especially with crazy triggered horses like Smokey used to be that were so unpredictable and dangerous and would bust you up and bolt and buck at anything. So you must be able, you know, for me to feel safe with the horse, And, you know, how does that show up for the horse, too, to feel safe with me? But for me to feel safe, I have to have this has to show up in this way, which becomes the pick-me-up at the mounting block. And I know that if a horse can embrace me like this and seek this out like he keeps feeling from over there, then I know that when he gets triggered, he's gonna keep tuning in and be grounded to this space, which means his trigger might just be that. It's not going to be a drop the shoulder, spin and bolt that way and you're left in midair and now on the ground. Those things won't happen when this first chakra, when the grounding is there and the horse is feeling safe enough to tune into it. So I'm done grounding and now I'm going to ask Lovey to back up. Good girl. What little did I have to do? Holy cow. Very sensitive horse. And I'm not saying Smokey's not sensitive, he's just really relaxed and very trusting and confident. So keep that in mind. They're all sensitive. She's not any more sensitive than Smokey, it's just she's more reactive. So I don't need a lot of energy with her. I need more with him because he's so comfortable and he's sleeping. Good girl. Thank you. I'm gonna back her up just a little bit more. So look how tall. Cluck to get her focus. Good. Push. Good girl. And pull. Good. I'm only going to do a quarter of a circle at a time. Quadrants, because she can't handle more of that right now. It'll be too much energy and too much pressure. So I need to make sure that I can send her a little bit at a time and not lose her. Good girl. And I will talk because my voice resonates. Good girl. So my left hand is guiding. My right hand is supportive and parallel to her body so I can push her. So she says right now that was enough. I needed to turn into you for reassurance. And I actually said I'd like some more because we do more than this, and she backed up. So that's great because she said, no, I need to stop. I need to slow down, I need to look at you, I need to feel safe. So that was just too much today for her in this moment. I'm going to push again, push that shoulder out. Good girl, pull the eye and the nose in. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good love. So I don't have a real strong arc. Good girl. Good girl. Go on. Good girl. So I'm going to back up and see if I can pull that eye in. She's a little stuck. So I'm going to wake her up, guys. I'm going to send her out. Now we're going to do a little driving strategy. Just put your belly button to the hip and just walk right in. Don't beat the ground with your whip. Just walk with energy and rhythm, meaning don't slow down, don't speed up, don't slow down. Keep your circle in the center. Keep driving the hip. If she goes to slow down, I'm going to cluck. Don't use your whip. Your whip is an extension of you. And a lot of you guys will smack this ground and spook your horse. Not right now. We don't want to be smacking the ground. So I'm going to keep driving her until, again, she doesn't feel safe. It's all about safety. So I'm going to keep driving her until she starts to get a smaller circle and arc into me. And then I'll slow down. So the driving purpose, the driving strategy is never about punishment. Oh my gosh, no. She's done nothing wrong. It's about understanding where you need to be to help her feel safe again. She's already triggered and her adrenaline has escalated into flight. So push her out and let her get into flight. That was a controlled flight. It was a trot. Push her out and let her find comfort and safety in that movement. When she feels safe again with that very steady, clear pushing, you're not doing anything spastic or sporadic, you're real clear, you're real consistent. In that clarity and in that consistency of your rhythm in your body position, she will again start to feel safe. And all the horses show that by their circles naturally getting smaller, because she's tuning into you and she's ready to connect to you again. So when she comes from here, and she's, I can't look at you, I can't look at you, I'm a little bit on flight mode, I'm a little bit on flight mode. You just hold that space for her, keep driving her, let her find in her time how to feel safe through clarity and consistency. She will. Then she's going to go, wow, there you are, Caroline, in the middle. And she's going to look at you. She's going to go, oh, it feels good. You're holding that space for me. You've been consistent and reliable. I can trust you. And she'll look at you and engage and want to be with you. And then you bring her in. And you'll do that as many times as you have to. For her to start, you've got to start being, again, the best observer in identifying when your horse is not in a learning frame of mind. And when they are in a learning frame of mind. How does it show up when they are? Smokey's a great example. If not a little too relaxed, it's fine. And Lovey, how does it show up? When she softens and relaxes into the work, and obviously when she can stay connected to me, looking at me and tuned in. The minute your horse leaves, don't try to force him to stay. Actually push them out and go into this driving. Very rhythmic, meaning I have consistency in my tempo or my stride. Very rhythmic, very strong. My body is a container. See, she's hooking on to the strength of that energy right now. She's not afraid of it. You must keep your belly button to the hip to drive them. They must be in front of you. And if she were to stop and change direction and go that way, you could interrupt that, or you could let her and then drive her this way and just say, you got to figure it out. You know, you want to go this way? Fine, you got to figure it out. But you're not sending her, you're driving right now. That chi, she's got to feel safe with your chi energy that is very purposeful and very powerful. Because what happened? When I backed her up, I almost lost her the first time, not too bad. But when I started to send her out, I was using all of those energies. And they're very strong. And she was a little bit like, I'm not so sure about this. So let her go and let her find safety and comfort with the power of that chi energy. When she does, she will naturally gravitate closer to you and come within you. So that is an excellent strategy for helping. Look at her, she's already coming in naturally on her own to the strength of that chi energy. So important to not forcing a horse to accept this, which would be desensitizing them. We're allowing her the space to figure it out, respectfully keeping our space from her by staying in the middle, yet driving that hind end. I've got my crop here, my whip, towards her hind end. If I need to, I'll shadow it and push her a little bit more. But I'm going to push her with rhythm and consistency and love. I'm going to hold that space for her to feel safe again. And look at the mindset we're creating of ease. Look at this. Instead of high-headed and not sure and over there, she's accepted me. And she's surrendering. And this is the mindset I want to work with. So that's a wonderful couple of strategies for our send and our free lunge, specifically combining the first four chakras into the powerhouse of the chi energy. Thank you.